Once upon a time there was a young man who lived in a village at the foot of a very tall mountain. This mountain was so high that it seemed to touch the sky. From when he was a little boy, he dreamed about climbing to the top of the mountain. But everyone in the village told him that it was too dangerous. They said, "You will never reach the top because it's too difficult. It's too dangerous, you could fall and break your leg or worse after a few hours." He was very high up, but suddenly the weather changed. He tried to hold on to the rock with his hands and feet, but he started to lose his balance. He took some food and water from his bag and ate and drank. And the rock was dry, so it was easier to climb. He kept going higher and higher. Days turned into weeks and he was now far away from the ground. He saw animals that he had never seen before and plants that were unlike any plants in his village. He even saw some very beautiful lakes and rivers. Then he looked up and saw something amazing in the distance. He could see the clouds, but around him, the sky was blue and the sun was shining. He wanted to show the world that if you work hard and never give up, you can achieve your dreams. He stayed at the top of the mountain for a few days. He enjoyed the amazing views and the fresh air. He had never seen such a beautiful view before. He took out his camera and took some pictures. Children would come up to him and say, "You are our hero. We want to be like you when we grow up." And he would smile and say, "It's not difficult to climb a mountain. All you need is a little bit of training and a lot of courage." Just when he thought he was going to fall, he found a small place to put his foot. He was very tired, but he was also very proud of himself because he had done something that no one else had ever done. He held his breath, put all of his strength into his leg and pulled himself up. He had to hurry up if he wanted to reach the top before his supplies ran out, so he climbed faster, because he climbed the highest and most dangerous mountain in the region. You should write between two sentences. Write your summary in the comments section. He could see the clouds below him and the wind was very strong. When he climbed higher, the temperature started to go down. He saw the clouds below him and the sky was clear and blue. He felt cold, but he was so close to the top, so he kept going. Every day he woke up before sunrise and climbed all day. At night, he slept under the stars and ate some food. Then he climbed higher and higher until he saw another place where he could rest. Dark clouds appeared in the sky and strong winds started to blow. He looked down and realized that he was very high above the ground. He felt scared. For the first time, he understood why the villagers had warned him, but he was already so high, so he decided to keep going. He wanted to go back home and share his experiences with his friends and family, so he started to climb down the mountain. But he didn't listen to them. He wanted to climb the mountain. They were very proud of him because he had climbed the highest and most dangerous mountain in the region. But some people were not happy. They were the same people who had told him that it was too dangerous to climb the mountain. They were angry because he had not listened to them. They said, "We told you that it was too dangerous. You could have died." But the young man just smiled. He was happy because he had achieved his dream. When he grew up, he started to train hard. Every morning he would wake up before sunrise and practice climbing the rocks near his village. He did this every day for many years, and slowly he became one of the best climbers in the region. He learned how to use ropes, how to put in special pieces of equipment into rocks, and how to climb very high without being afraid. One day he felt ready to start his journey. He bought some food, water and other things that he needed for the trip. He packed these things in a bag and then started to walk towards the mountain. When his friends saw him, they were very surprised. They asked him, "Are you sure you want to do this? Why don't you listen to the villagers? It's too dangerous." But he didn't answer. He just kept walking until he reached the base of the mountain. Then he took out a rope from his bag and started to climb. Slowly he began to go higher and higher. He continued to climb. But after a few minutes, heavy rain started to fall. The rain made the rock wet and slippery. When he reached that place, he took a deep breath and sat down on a rock. When he finished, he started to climb again. Now the weather was good, but after a few weeks, his food and water started to run out. One day, when he woke up, he realized that he had almost reached the top. After a few more hours, he finally reached the top. He stood there and looked around. He had never felt such happiness before. When the young man reached the top of the mountain, he took out his flag and waved it, but after a few days, he started to get bored. When he arrived at the village, all of his friends and neighbors came to see him, and from that day on, he became a hero in the village, and that is the story of the climber's journey. Now I will give you some questions about the story. Write the answers in the comments section. Question no. What was the young man's dream? To climb to the top of the mountain. Question no. Why did the villagers warn him not to climb the mountain? Because it was too dangerous. Question no. What did he do when the weather got bad? He kept climbing. Question no. What did he see when he reached the top of the mountain? Question no. What did the young man take with him when he climbed the mountain? Food, water and a rope. Question number 6. Why did the young man become a hero in the village? Okay, now I want you to write a short paragraph summarizing the story. If you want to improve your English faster, you need to practice speaking English with native speakers. You can do this with online services. If you want to learn English step by step, I recommend you start from level Y. Thank you for watching and see you next time.